Thanks for joining me. I am recording this early in the morning because that's the sort of thing you're going to do to get rid of background noise. But I think you'll still be able to hear some birds chirping in the background. That's unavoidable. Which I was going to wait for, but I think birds chirping can be relaxing, I think. So it's not exactly anti-ASMR sounds. So we'll just leave them in. Not that I can get rid of them anyway. Okay. And because it's early, I'm drinking my coffee. It just so happened that the video I planned for today was all about coffee. I was originally going to do just kind of a collection of random facts, but I got interested in the history of coffee, and this is a very brief overview. There's a lot of details left out. I didn't want this video to be an hour long. Maybe some point I'll make an hour long version. It's a bit more detailed, but for the time being, this is a very, very simplified and very brief history of coffee. Okay, I'll just get started. Coffee is the world's second most valuable traded commodity, behind oil. The coffee bean is believed to have first grown in the wild in East Africa, although its precise origin is unknown. It's generally believed that it was first discovered in Ethiopia. There is evidence that at some point around 1000 CE, Ethiopian tribes began harvesting the coffee bean, grinding them up and mixing them with animal fat, making a kind of energy bar. Some nomadic tribes still consume these bars to this day. A famous legend that you might have heard is that the coffee bean was first discovered when an Ethiopian goat herder came across his herd and found them prancing and running about a field with enormous energy. And so the goat herder decided to try some himself, discovering its energizing effects and bringing word back to his village. As a random aside whilst researching this video, I found that there isn't actually a universally agreed upon name for a group of goats, and they are invariably called a drove, a flock, a tribe, a trip, or a word trip. I just thought that was interesting. So, the earliest evidence of human cultivation of coffee beans is from the 15th century in Yemen, where Sufi monks would consume coffee to help them keep awake during nighttime prayers. Coffee then spread quickly throughout the Arab world, with the first ever coffee houses, known as cafe canes, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, becoming communal hubs for socializing. From here, it spread to the rest of the world, mainly through Muslim travelers returning home from their pilgrimage to Mecca. For this reason, coffee became known throughout the world as Arabian wine. Venetian traders introduced coffee to Europe in 1615, where it small coffee plantations that had been set up by Arab traders. This, in conjunction with Dutch domination of international shipping, brought the coffee plant's cultivation far and wide, and made the bean available to most of the world's population. In the late 1690s, the Dutch developed coffee plantations in the colony of Batavia, now Java, in Indonesia, which became their main source of supply. To this day, Indonesia is the fourth largest coffee producer in the world. From there, seeds were taken back to botanical gardens in Amsterdam and were successfully cultivated in greenhouses in 1706. The first botanical description of the coffee tree, Coffea arabica, was made in these gardens by French botanist Antoine de Jussieu in 1713. In the New World, coffee became popular in Central and South America under the Spanish and Portuguese in the 18th century. In British North American colonies, tea was more popular until 1773, following the Boston Tea Party protest, in which settlers rebelled against the heavy duty placed on tea by the British government. After that, coffee became the patriotic drink in the colonies. Today, the vast coffee cultivation area, known as the Bean Belt, sits almost